You got this side.
That's part of this show is to go ahead and just do it. We don't.
Just don't set it up, huh?
Right,
Just do it, huh? You want me to go ahead and start talking, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can pull anything out, whatever you want to do.
Okay. Well, in this area right here, we have a number of kachina dolls, which are a fine example of some of the Southwest arts and crafts. The Indian cultures are divided into several different categories, and when we go to the Southwestern Indians are very different from the Plains Indians. The Southwest artists do the Navajo rugs, which we have some fine examples of here, in addition to the kachina dolls and pottery, and all the silversmithing comes out of the Southwestern tribes, the Navajo, the Hopi, the Zuni. And then when you go into our Native American, the Plains Indians, you have a completely different group of arts and crafts, because they tended to be nomadic and didn't do as much larger stuff or things that had to be carried with them because they were moving all the time. So much of their stuff was very practical in nature, but they did things using hides and feathers and beadwork. Kachina dolls are all carved out of wood, out of cottonwood root actually, and many of them are all out of a solid piece of wood, and they're hand painted, and they represent various spirits that the Hopi Indians would study.
I'll just follow your lead.
Okay. We could stop here a second. And here we have one of our fine collectible lines. These are Legends and Chilmark pewter sculptures, and these are all limited edition, serial numbered items, and are done in pewter with then bronze, copper, and gold overlays. And these are collected by a number of people locally, and one of the really fine examples of art, not all necessarily Indian done, but various Indian figures.
Well, hold off on that.
Can't beat it either.
Let's go on back here a notch or two.
The foots are little and it's sad. It's really easy.
The Plains Indians do a number of very ornate pieces. This is a ceremonial fan, beaded on the handle with fringe on the. This is used in their religious ceremonies and their powwows both, and it's a very fine example of Native American beadwork. There are several other nice examples here of the beadwork. You also go into rattles that are used. This one's got a hand-carved handle. It has a very light tone to it, used in the ceremonies. Reproductions of various items. This is a reproduction of a peace pipe tomahawk, which these are very popular today for decorator items in homes where people are decorating with the Native American culture. After Dances with Wolves, we got a real surge of popularity in decorating with Native American items. This is a buffalo rib dance stick showing with feathers. These are imitation eagle feathers, actually turkey feathers painted to look like eagle feathers. We can no longer buy or sell the real eagle feathers since the eagle is a protected bird, although the Indians are allowed to use them own them and use them for their ceremonial purposes.
Okay, when you're ready.
I did it without falling. And right straight from the Brady Theater, her concert, without changing or anything, twice. Right straight to the store. And she bought a buckskin dress and moccasins and jewelry and all kinds of things. Of course, that goes way back. I wasn't even here then. Yeah. Let's
Yeah, we
see.
get the entertainers, the groups, especially when the opera's on, a lot of the people come in to be the backup force for the ballet. We get a lot of those. Support crew, anytime, anytime there's a major, like, Will Rogers Follies.
Oh, yeah.
Again, it's part of it's just being in downtown. This is a lot of times when people don't have transportation. So they're looking, and they'll come strolling through. Credit card. Came back the next day.
So you came back quiet. You never did get to see Cheryl. She couldn't go.
No, so I was in the Air Force at that point. But I heard the stories.
Well, that's a pretty good mix. George Strait, Cheryl, Johnny Cash.
Yeah, let's see. June Lockhart, Mama and Lassie, isn't that what June Lockhart played?
Was that science fiction show, Lost in Space?
Yeah.
Yeah. see how uniform they are, and then that tells you how good they are.
Go ahead and tell me about that. You talked about your bead business.
For the beads are a big part of our business, not only with the Indians, but also with a number of people doing clothing and other artwork. We have one of the largest stocks of beads in the state of Oklahoma. We've been working for years building the stock and our sources. The beads all come out of Czechoslovakia, all the good glass type beads, and sometimes it's very difficult to get certain colors or sizes because if our importers in New York run out, then it takes them months to get them replenished. So it's always a continual hassle to keep the bead supply stocked real well. But we work hard at it, and it pays off, and we're able to satisfy most of our customers.
Something more interesting originals are the eagle thing, but those people might come in and those aren't for sale.
Right. Back in the 50s, they passed a law forbidding the sale or trade or barter, any commercial activity whatsoever in eagle feathers. And at the time they passed the law, we had 4 real nice eagle feather pieces, 3 headdresses and an eagle dance wing set. And we're allowed to keep those and display them. And a lot of people come in and are real interested in them, but we have to tell everybody that they're not for sale because the penalties are very, very severe for dealing in eagle feathers. But the provisions of the law allow us to keep them and display them, and we will continue to do that for many years. We've had federal agents come in and ask questions about them, and we tell them that we've had them since the law was passed and that they've been hanging right there in those same positions all these years, and they've never given us any problem about it.
I guess I can't let you go without telling me on tape about those celebrities you've had. It's been a big draw for those who come and visit.
We have had a number of the people that come to town visit us, the celebrities. Going back a number of years, Cher is the one that gets probably the most attention. She came on 2 different occasions when she was in town doing concerts, and her favorite trick was to, just as she was coming off stage, run, jump in her limo and come right straight to the Indian store and do her shopping for things to take back home. And of course, business in the Indian store boomed because everybody that was able to follow her or off as she came away or was in the store always stayed to watch her shop. But in addition to Cher, we've had Gary Busey has been in, bought a pair of moccasins that he showed on Good Morning America and told that he bought them at Lyon's Indian Store. And Johnny Cash was in one ugly Saturday morning and came in and bought a belt, some other items that morning. And it was sleeting and raining and he was dripping wet, but he was real excited to be in the store. It was a lot of fun to work with. George Strait was in when he was doing programs at the fair a few years back and made a couple of visits to the store and bought a number of items. We get a lot of people from the opera when they're in from New York and Europe doing the lead roles. They'll come in and visit the store a number of times. Just a fascinating place for people to come and visit, and it's different, and they really appreciate the art and the culture, and we spend a lot of time with those people.
Yeah. Oh, is that supposed to be rolling on that?
It's South 13th.